Woo! Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, the boys and I have been busy. I've been running a chainsaw for the last hour. And tell you what, it's hot, and it doesn't take too long running the chainsaw before you realize, you know, you just got to pace yourself. And I'm terrible. I'm probably the worst person to tell somebody to pace themselves because I don't. But you know, you get in that chainsaw and it's sharp, and you got three young men stacking brush behind you. The world is good, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And I know a lot of people don't get it, but you know, when you can crank and get all the brush stacked, you just cut it. And we got one guy painting, the other two pulling and dragging. You can make a lot of progress. Look at that. Turkey. All turkey and deer. Anyway, I was going to show you, this is a new development here. It's the first time y'all have seen this. Here it is. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Check that out. So this is our newest. We just got it last Monday. So what this is it's a hay field that, oh, it's been a year or two ago. I guess I came over here and I broadcast 3 pounds of red clover seed in this. And our farm is on right over there by those bales, on the other side of those bales. And so we've been buying the hay from this fellow, and we don't have to haul it. We just bring it across the fence over there. We got a gate now. We put in a tape gate. Anyway, the hay owner, he owns this farm. It's a beautiful farm. Years and years ago, Jan and I had this leased. It was part of a big farm. There was 500 acres of grass, altogether 750 acres. And we had it for, I think, almost 3 years. But anyway, that's in the past. This is the present. The grandson bought this from his grandma and grandpa. And he called me up and asked me if I'd be interested in grazing this. They've already taken the hay off. June is the end of June. Yeah. And we're in the middle of August. We're actually past middle of August. I think we're at the 19th now. So this is what would that be? Yeah, 7 weeks. 7 weeks of growth out here. And there's 27 acres here. We don't have the hill up there. That's a deer hunter's. The owner's gonna put in a food plot up there for the deer hunters, but we're gonna cut across right there to that opening. We're gonna put a gate there so they can open the gate. He can still go up there and mow the hay, and they get a deer, they can get the deer out, whatever. But we're gonna bring a wire across that wood line over there and hook back in. See, we've already got a high tensile fence over there, all the way along that side. That's Dave and Sue's, and we've had that one for a long time. We've got a water tank over there hooked to a pond. So from that tree line to that water tank is about 150 yards. So we put a big gate in over there, it's 30 feet wide. And so we can start by splitting this. Let's just follow my hand, okay? Where those bales are over there, we can start and come right to where I'm standing, okay? It's a poly wire, because this is all gonna have one single wire of high tensile around it. I'll show you the wire here in a minute. And then when we get to this side of the field, we got a creek, and it's already got a crossing in it, and it's rock and concrete. It's got some old pig barn slats there. It's concrete, so this doesn't wash out. And we're gonna take a poly wire. We've already got the permanent post driven in. And so we'll graze that side of the field with Dave and Sue's pond, and we're gonna come over here and graze this side with the creek. And we also put in another creek crossing clear over there on that side of the field. The beautiful thing about this, folks, is that hay over there, we're gonna leave a lot of that right where it's at. We're gonna stack it up on logs like we normally do. But I told the owner, I said, would you mind if we fed hay on this winter? And he goes, absolutely not. And so he's going to find out that where we unrolled hay at in here, he's going to have a whole lot more hay and a lot more diversity. It's going to make better hay for us. There's pretty good bird's foot trefoil in some of this. There's brome, a little bit of brome, orchard grass, fescue. But you know, I put 3 pounds to the acre of red clover in here. And that's been, gosh, I know it's been 3 years ago. You know, there's not a single plant. There's not one red clover plant in here that I can see. Quite a bit of bird's foot, but there's no red clover. Not a plant, not even one leaf that I've seen yet. I'm looking for one, folks, but I don't see one. So where I'm going with this is, I'm gonna do a video next summer about this time. After we've grazed this for one winter and unrolled hay on it, I promise you there is gonna be clover all over this. The seed is still here. But see, with this tall grass and the fescue and the hay, no animals on it, the clover never got a chance to come up. So the seed's still laying down there. And I inoculated it too, so it's laying down there. It's gonna be so cool. Man, this is a nice piece of grass, isn't it? Look at this. Get quite a few grazing days off of this. And it hooked right onto our farm over there. That whole side, we've already got fenced. So Isaac and the boys put a switch right over there. And we can turn this field off and put all of our power over there, because we're already at max. We're kind of maxing out our charger now. And rather than buy another charger, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a solar charger on this field. So we've isolated the other farm with switches. So when we come onto this field, we can turn on the solar panel. We're gonna have it, we're just gonna leave it on back here. And this whole field will be powered by solar. Okay, let's go look at the fence. Tell you what, man, we've been clearing some brush. We got the wire in the post out of the landowner's way so he can still bale his hay. At first he talked about putting the wire out here at the edge of the hay field. And I'm like, I don't think you want to do that. I said, our posts are gonna be in your way when you go to bale hay. I said, why don't we stick it up here by these trees and the tree line, and that way the cattle can have some shade. And so we've got shade all the way around this whole field now. Pretty much. I mean, there's a few spots we don't. But look at that tree that blew down in that tornado. The boys spent one whole afternoon on that. That's a big oak tree. But I had a bunch of these orange fiberglass. I got them from a place that we buy some of our scrap from, and I had like, I don't know, I must have 1,000 of them. So we just loaded up the trailer with them. That's what we're using. They're a little bit more visible. And these are 4 foot, 10 inches. So we're leaving about 28 inches sticking out of the ground. And anywhere we have a bend, like right up here, we're following this tree line. And anywhere we have a bend, we use a thicker, stronger, longer fiberglass post. So these here are 5 foot to 5 foot 2 inches. Folks, that is a corner. It's in the ground 3 foot. It's not coming out. So anywhere you have a bend, we were putting one of those. And then at the very end up here, I'll show you what we did. We even beefed it up a little more. I used a sucker rod, they call it. It's 1.25 inches diameter. And it's 6 foot long. And we stuck it in the ground almost 4 foot. Joel was driving this and he's like, I'll tell you what, Greg, he said, I don't think this is gonna come out. I'm like, no. So they put the nice little hook in there. That's for hooking our handle on, and then we're gonna go down through here. This is just a reel. So there won't be anything left when we leave. These are the reels. Here's our little hooks that we make. So that's just soft galvanized wire. And we put that nice little spool on there. And we've got them all the way down around that pool, all the way back, and then back up the other side. So we're not going to be on this over probably a day and a half. Well, no, not even that long, because we got one over there too. And of course we have Dave and Sue's water tank. So probably only be on this about a day. You know, bringing in 340 head or whatever. They're going to work this over. And, you know, we do have to be very, very careful down here, folks. I don't want to pug this, even though it is rougher than a cob. The owner actually talked about working this up because it's so rough and trying to level it out. I kind of hope he doesn't. It's got a pretty good stand of grass on it. I think I'd leave it, but you know, once I get cattle on here, if we graze it right, the cattle are going to smooth it up quite a bit. We just don't want them down in when it rains 3 inches or 4, because if we have a wire down in that creek, well, there went your wire. And if you have, I'm going to keep some old step-ins down here. I got a whole pile of them. They're just old, decrepit step-ins that are probably 20, 25 years old. If I lose those in a flood, I'm not so concerned about it. But losing a $4 to $5 O'Brien post, and you got, you know, let's say 6 or 8 of them down there, well, that gets in your pocketbook pretty quick. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you all. I think we're going to really enjoy having this winter. We got to have the cattle out of here by around the end of March. And I'm going to be really careful not to overgraze it. And we're going to add a ton of carbon, biology, and diversity. So I'm excited. Folks, I'm going to get out here. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.